भूर्भुवस्वः तस्य पितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
I welcome Honorable Principal Madam or Principal cum ARO Jharkhand Zone H, resource persons, mentors, my colleagues, and all other assisting to make the web seminar a grand success. I heartily welcome Cluster in charge, Mrs. Kiran Yadav ma'am, to guide the proposed SST seminar with her wide experience in this field of organizing and arranging workshops and seminars to fulfill its desired goal and mission. The entire SST team is grateful to you, ma'am, for your consent to join the seminar amid your busy schedule. We earnestly and eagerly wait for your valuable suggestions, which will go a long way in making the event a memorable one. I request ma'am to join us. Now the first mentor, Mr. Naz Ahmad from BNS. Please start the session.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. I, Muhammad Naz Ahmad, from BNS DAV Public School, Gridi. Dear colleague, today we assembled through Google Meet for web seminar. There are 13 chapters, and in April we will teach the student 2 chapters. First one is the importance of family, and second one is human migration. First week and second week we will teach we taught the student the importance of family. In importance of family, we discussed family system, family traditions, care and appreciations, family likes and dislikes, family support, participation in family activities, and our role models. In second chapter, that is the human migration, we define the definition of migration, shifting agriculture, food migration, voluntary migration, seasonal unemployment, and migration in older times, hardship faced by migrants, joy of migration. These topics we discussed in the taught in the April, and in May. There are 1 chapter that is the variation in shelter. In variation in shelter, there are so many topics, that is the history of houses, types of shelters on the basis of landform, sharing space with neighbors, caring over neighbors, and chapter 4, that is the sensitivity towards others. We will discuss in July, common. And in August, that is the changing trends in occupation. And this is the this 7th chapter. We will have to teach the student as a first term.
Now next video, Mrs. Meenakshi Sahai, DAV Ghato. I welcome ma'am to this platform. Please start.
Thank you, Partho sir. Good morning, everyone. I am Meenakshi Sahai from Tata DAV Public School, Ghatotand. I have been given the topic Curriculum at Secondary Level at a Glance. The main points of focus are as follows. The entire world is changing its way of thinking and living in order to discover the new normal. It becomes imperative for us who are involved in the education sector to also find newer ways in which we approach the subject along with ways to teach it. The DAV fraternity is committed to establish an online platform to provide an excellent educational service, encouraging effective communication, thereby maintaining the reputation of the institution without tampering the set curriculum laid down by CBSE for classes 9, 10 and classes below it for the academic session 2020-21. Hence, the curriculum objective should be effective, concise, and understandable for all stakeholders with teachers, learners, and parents. This is important so that teachers can effectively conduct classes through online channels, and parents are also able to help their young ones at home in an offline mode. Now, I would like to share my screen to present the curriculum. What is the curriculum for our first term? In history, the rise of nationalism, sir, and as I discussed with other also, as it is in the book, we are studying and we have to study. But if you ask my personal view, I really do not find easy, means I don't like, but we have to teach it. We have to teach it. Then nationalist movement in India. This is the second chapter for the history. Map will be chapter, and distribution of total marks you can see here, because this year the question pattern was like that. 1 mark from the map has been lessened and has been added in the very small answer type of question. So it was earlier 6 marks, but now it has become 7 marks. There will be 2 marks, 2 questions of 3 marks, and this star you can see here. Why I have given this star? Because 1 question will be of source based, so it is an easy question also, and then 5 mark question will be 1 only. Then coming to geography, you will, if any mistake is there, geography teacher Dharmen sir, Lal sir, Bhaiya Abhay will correct me, and other geography teachers, resource and development and agriculture. So map mark was of here 3 marks, but 1 marks has been increased here. So it has, from 3 it has been made 4, and this VSA was of 6 marks, so but here it has been lessened. Again 2 question will be of 3 marks and 1 question will be of 5 marks. We are moving then to political science, power sharing, federalism and gender, religion and caste. These lessons are there. Questions will be asked from these lessons. 1 chapter is left here, that is democracy and diversity, that all of we know that it is only for the project. So the questions will not be asked from this lesson. And distribution is marked is like this. 4 questions will be of 1 marks, 2 questions will be of 3 marks, and 2 questions will be of 5 marks here. Economics, so development, sectors of Indian economy, money and credit. So these lessons are distribution of marks are like this. 1 questions will 1 mark question will be 4, 3 mark question will be 2, and 5 mark question also will be 2. So here again I have given 1 star, and it means that it will be a source based question. So I would so all this makes 80, but I feel, and I have written also in the suggestion, that why this injustice. History has been given 3 marks for source based, and economics has been given 5 marks. So it has the answers are written after seeing the question paper. So it is an easy method to grab the mark. Anyway, so it is as per the prescribed syllabus of and CBSE pattern. And this is the distribution of internal assessment. All of us know that it is of 20 marks, and a mark distribution is like this. Pen and paper test, 5 marks. Multiple strategies can be adopted here, 5 marks. Now, this 10 marks will be divided like this. Then portfolio, 5 marks. In that comes classwork, assignment, different activities. So online, how we can do different activities. Our school does many activities, like map work, etc. You can do. And now our school, you know, it is organizing online speeches and all these. Madam is very, very much here sincere and always thinks about new ways. So total it becomes 20. It is also according to the CBSE pattern, and we have to strictly follow it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your information. We are glad we have just seen the syllabus at a glance of this year midterm, and we are very thankful to you, ma'am. Now the next mentor, Mr. Shyamli Ghosh, BNS DAV. Please come and start your session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
And when we are taking online classes, we have to repeat our topics at least 3 to 5 times. We should repeat our topics 3 to 5 times, because while teaching online, there can be a technical problem. So we should repeat our classes as the children can understand. We should also send some supportive videos and the PDF to the children, especially for those children which are not able to join the online classes. Those children are not able to join the online classes. We have to give them supportive videos and also the PDF. Whatever the reason, the internet problem or other problems now in this lockdown, so many guardians faced the financial problem. That is why their children are not able to join the online classes. For them, we have to send the supportive videos.
Now is the turn of Mr. Bhaiya Ashish Kumar from DAV Ara. Ashish sir, please resume your session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, may I start, sir?
Yes, start, sir. Start.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So, good afternoon, colleagues. As the things which I am adopting, that I am telling you, that whenever the class starts, I used to wish my students, and it has been instructed to the students, that you will respond immediately. So what happens? Other students start responding, and from that I come to know that how many students are actually participating in this online class. They are attending the online class. That number may vary. Some of the students may come late, may join late. That may happen because while staying at home, we cannot make them very disciplined, because at times discipline needs some strict action as well. So that cannot be implemented in all the conditions. Next, when I start the class, I used to recap the last class of my subject. So recapitulation, that helps the students to connect with me, that what was being taught earlier and what we are going to learn now. Then I used to post the audio clips, which consist the lecture on particular topic, which is to be taught according to the lesson plan. Even at times when needed, wherever only lecture cannot meet the purpose to make the student learn, in such condition, visual clips are also posted to support the students in learning. So this is all from my sides, dear colleagues. Hope you must have enjoyed, and to some extent you must have been benefited. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot. You are trying your best to give out your best to the student. Now, in this difficult situation, all innovations regarding online is justified and very much appreciated. Now, I request the next mentor.
Thank you, sir.
This is Sakla Anju Bariyar, DAV ARA, to start her session
Yes.
immediately.
Good afternoon, everyone. My topic was how to distribute teaching materials, notes properly during online classes. In my opinion, there are two ways to distribute teaching materials, right? These two ways are live classes and another one is WhatsApp method. Live classes, that is a screen sharing approach. It can be done on different platforms. For example, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, VizIQ, Kahoot, etc. But we have to be very careful in choosing our app to avoid technical issues. As Bhaiya sir also discussed earlier, for example, Zoom app, it is under scrutiny in recent days due to its security policies. Second one is WhatsApp method by using different teaching materials such as audio, video, notes in written form, pictures, diagrams, maps, Kahoot apps, etc. Audio clipping and written notes are an easy task. Videos can be distributed in two ways. First of all, YouTube videos, which is very much simple for us in case of any doubt, but it is important to, in case of any doubt, materials can be obtained with better explanation by using animated videos and 3D representations, which are available in the YouTube easily. Second one is recorded videos. In case of recorded videos, first of all, we have to prepare videos. Now, how to make videos, how to prepare videos? There are three ways: whiteboard videos, screen recording, and writing videos. What are the procedures of WhatsApp learning, or how to make WhatsApp learning, teaching learning effective? Then, first of all, follow the timetable. Next, systematic lesson plans should be prepared by the teacher, and prepare materials, notes on the topic to be taught, and that would be according to the lesson plan. Fourth one, sending photos of the content, paragraphs and text, sending required pictures, maps, diagrams, if necessary, then videos, etc. Self-made videos and audio clipping are essential while taking online classes. Updated notes in written form must be provided to the students. It is also necessary. Doctors are saving the world. We teachers are shaping the world at any cost. Thank you all.
Thank madam. Thanks.
Thank you for
Thank you, madam.
Technical information from your side, ma'am. Very
Yes, I had prepared these all.
nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
informative.
Thank you all for listening me patiently.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
Thank
Mr.
you.
A.K. Tiwari.
Patu sir,
Most
now
welcome.
call the next.
Come.
Next person, Mr. A.K. Tiwari,
Yeah.
ARA. Please resume your session.
When all students of a particular class show me their notes, I used to take a test of that particular lesson and check their answers. Evening, I invite the student of a particular class on Skype from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. to discuss the problems faced by them during understanding a lesson. Before starting a new lesson, I used to give notes of previous lesson in PDF, video, audio clips, etc. to the students. Friends, this is my way to give notes and other teaching materials to the students.
Now, sir, it's
Yes,
the
sir.
turn of Mr. Biswajit Mahapatra, DAV Topa. Sir, if you are listening me, resume your session immediately. Hello.
A very warm good afternoon to all of you. All my highly intellectual deviants. Today it's my turn now to discuss my topic, how to create awareness among parents and students regarding value of online classes. So we have to make calls, or we may send our video or our audio clips to the parents and students, and we can make calls to them, or we may say text messages to them, and we have to interact with them to create awareness. Then, by circulating notice regarding introduction of online classes, COVID-19 is there. It is an unexpected situation ahead of us, but we have to tackle with the cooperation of the parents and the students. So the parents and the students, they have to aware and they have to acquainted which type of method we are following. Otherwise, they will just have a havoc and they fail to avail our online teaching. Parents may ask us that so many undue advantages the students may take when they will get the mobile in their hand. But there are some procedures are there where we can share a different screen, dual screen type mobiles are there, and we can lock it. Only some apps can be opened.
Now, everyone, thank you very much for your kind cooperation and valuable suggestion. Now this is time to conclude the session. We all are very much thankful to each and every person for sparing the valuable time and sparing your valuable ideas to us. Thank you.
तस्य वितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
Now, good afternoon, participants. Now I am going to start the session, and I'll request Mr. Niaz Ahmad, BNS DAV Giridih, to come and take up the teaching session. Niaz Ahmad, sir, you are requested to come up. Niaz Ahmad.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon to all of you. I, Muhammad Niaz Ahmad, from BNS DAV Giridih Public School. Today I am given the topic family relationship. Family relationship. Today I will discuss about the family relationship which I have written in the board. You can see the board. This topic meaning of family, natural children, foster children, importance of family, family as first school, importance of sharing responsibility, kinds of family, that is the nuclear family and the joint family, and changing family system in India. And the last one is the family lights. Here a piece is shown in the slide. You can see that family like a branches on a tree, we grow in different directions. Now the difference between the natural children and the foster children. Natural children are those who are by the subsequent marriage of his or her parents. Foster children are those children who are raised by someone who is not their natural adoptive or adoptive parents. Share the responsibilities. Children also learn good behavior, moral values, and skills from their elders. So this is the importance of the family. And then the next topic is family as the first school. We all know that children learn the language and tradition from elders. The values like honesty, sharing, caring, spirituality, cooperation, trust, helping each other, respecting each other's thoughts, etc. All things learns from family. Family also inculcate the politeness, respect to elders, and love for children. Family, we can also learn the tradition or custom of the family from the families. Now, the importance of sharing responsibility. The family members share the household chores or works. It reduces the burden on one member. It encourages responsibility. Family members also get the family time, leisure time. Sharing burdens makes family members healthy and happy. Example, grandparents inculcates the values in the children. I have written the meaning of family, natural children, foster children, importance of family, family as the first school, importance of sharing, responsibility, kinds of family, that is the nuclear family and the joint family, changing family system in India, and last one is the family unity. Family unity. All the topics which I have written in the board, I will describe before you. I will describe before you as a through the PPT. Okay. Now the last topic in this chapter is family unity. Family unity can be encouraged in the following ways. In family, we can share responsibility. In family, spend quality time. Forgive and forget. Treat all the members with respect. So it is a very important thing that family is a very important for all of us. At last, I want to say, at last I want to say just family, being a family member, you are a part of something very wonderful. So it means you will love and be loved for the rest of your life. Your family, only can your family can give you love, care, affection, and everything. Thank you to all of you.
Now I would like to call Parthu sir. Please come to the desk and please do the needful. Please teach us. Thank you.
Good morning, all of my colleagues. We are here to take up the teaching session, and I have the theme of class 10 in hand, nationalism in Europe. I just that I have written on the board. And I am Parthasarthik Trigunait from BNS Grady. Chapter Nationalism in Europe. I have to give a presentation and I'll just display on the board what topics I have taken up. Priam. Now, nationalism in Europe, colleagues, certainly it's an interesting chapter because word nation and nationalism emerged from the soil of Europe, and the world today is aware of the very word. Now, the themes are French revolutions, German confederation, unification of Germany, unification of Italy, Greek War of Independence, Romanticism, visualizing the nation, nationalism and imperialism. And again, the importance I've given to the Congress of Vienna 1815, the age of revolution 1830 to 1848. I shall discuss one by one. Let me, in the limited time, so that I will cover every theme here. That the region which is to be transformed in nation state, there is the rise of nationalism here. Now, sir, there is a difference between the rise of nationalism in Europe and rise of nationalism in Asian and African countries. Clearly, sir, the rise of nationalism in Europe is directed against the monarchy, dictatorial rule, whereas rise of nationalism in Asia, where the imperialism was there, that was directed against the foreign rule. Now, here we see in Europe, people started objecting the rule of the monarchists, defeating them, challenging them at every instance. Now, what made them do so? Sir, Europe is known for its literacy rate right in very early time. Medieval period in Europe runs from 500 AD to 1500 AD. But quite before 1500 AD, modernity had come in Europe, and there was your expansion of literacy rate. Moreover, the literacy rate went on multiplying when the print technology, your printing machine came in operation, and the number of books, printed books multiplied every time, and people came across different ideas, different theories. Now, what to say? The ideas, now scientific temperament reigned high in Europe, as the scientists in the time of Renaissance were also busy in doing the discoveries, and science is the subject of reasoning. Now, people got the habit of reasoning, finding reason in every fact. Now, the general things, the life they were facing, the rule of monarchs and the privileged position of the church, that came in them, and they direct their energy toward the achievement of a certain thing that give rise to the rise of nationalism. Common people are inspired under this nationalism. Therefore, the French soldiers filled the mind of the other people of other territories with this nationalism. Now, nationalism was such a strong force that even Napoleon had to face problems everywhere, in whichever territory he went to conquer. Now, France, again, you see the Napoleon was defeated by the combined force of Europe in the Battle of Waterloo. Again, then the story of Napoleon gone, and again comes your resettlement of Europe, because this was England, France, and Russia. And this power blocks ultimately came in confrontation, giving shape to First World War. Here I end my speech. Thank you. And things requires a vast discussion and presentations. In short, I have presented the entire framework of the chapter Nationalism in Europe. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. This is Shyamli Ghosh. Please come and present your teaching before the audience.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shyamli Ghosh from BNS DAV Public School as a master trainer, and today's my topic is sensitivity towards other. Just I switch my camera to see the blackboard. Yes, you can see. This is my topic, that sensitivities to now learning objectives. few learning objective is here. When we discuss these topics, these things coming in our topic. First point, to sensitize. Actually, I just missed it. I just give, yes. To sensitize the society regarding the need of special children. First point is to sensitize the society regarding the needs of special children. My next point is to promote inclusive education. In this chapter, we have to read about the inclusive education. Next, to promote self-reliance and enable children to develop independent living skills. Then, what is the role of the facilitators for the holistic development? It means overall development of the child, but the facilitators needs of a special children. Then, to inculcate respect for the diversity and the concept of an inclusive education. Now, question arises, what do you mean by special children? Now, with the help of PPT, I just want to clear it. This is my PPT. I think everyone, everyone visually it is good. Welcome to this webinar. I just written, and this is my topic, sensitivities towards others. And first, the question is, what do you mean by the special children? Special children includes children with mental retardedness, actually, speech and language impairment, physical disability, learning disability, emotional disability, social deprivation. And these are the differently able children. They are related to blind, deaf, dumb, and crippled children. Then what the problem faced by this kind of children? What were their problems? Differently able children require special skill to eat, read, move around, express themselves, and even using toilet. They face so much difficult. These skills make them confident and less dependent on others. So we should know what the steps to develop the children and make them self-dependent. These are some steps. Teachers dealing with differently able children require special training to create special environment where the child can learn faster. Progress in science and technology makes children more mobile. Is the full form of inclusive education. Then come to the next thing, that is personality. Here in this book, national story of Helen Keller is a symbol of courage for all of us. We know he founded the Bachpan Bachao Andolan, saved the childhood movement in 1980. He worked tirelessly in the spheres of child labor, regulating placement agencies, tracking and resourcing, and rescuing missing children. Then the Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist for female education and the youngest Nobel Prize winner laureate at the age of 17, known for human rights advocacy. Then Professor Santa Sinha, anti-child labor activist of international reputation of MV Foundation, also headed National Commission. So these things, when children come to know, they understand that chapter.
Okay, good morning, dear colleagues and participants. I am Bhaiya Ashish Kumar Sinha from DAV Senior Secondary Public School, Ara, Kuju area, Ramgarh, district Ramgarh. The topic which has been assigned to me, that topic is from class 10th Geography, Resource and Development. So let's move towards the topic, Resource and Development. When we see that there is the resource, first of all, whatever the topic it is, we should know that what does it mean. So let's start with the definition. According to the NCERT book, the definition of resource is everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. That can be termed as resource. So
it is very clear that whatever the things which are available in the environment that can be termed as resource if it is capable of meeting the demand of human beings at the same technologically accessible. That means that should be within the reach of the existing technology, and that should be economically feasible. That means we are capable of either purchasing it or having access to it, and that should be culturally acceptable. That means whatever the culture which we have inculcated, we have developed in the past years, that should be acceptable by each one of us. So that is the resource. So in a very simple way, or in a simple language, we can say that the things, whatever it is, or all the things which are capable of meeting the demand of human beings can be termed as resource. So it is the simplest definition of resource. Now, these resources, as the earth was evolved, this resource was not available at that moment. However, you must be thinking that I am joking, because coal was there and various rocks, water, etc. were there. But remember, all those things were available on the earth's surface in the form of natural endowments only. They actually became the resource only with the efforts of the mankind. So here I would like to stress that the human beings, as they are themselves considered as the most valuable resource. So the resources are a function of human activity. Is it clear? So resources are a function of human activity. So mankind actually, with their efforts, either in the field of technology or in the field of development of tools or in the setting up of institutions, they have managed to convert these natural endowments in the form of resource. Then only those natural endowments can be termed as resource and they are ready to be used. Here, there is a picture showing a triangle where at the three ends, there is the physical, in all the corners of the triangle, there is the environment from where we are getting those natural endowments. At one end, there is the technology. On the other, there is the institution. So all these are the function of human beings. So human beings are the pivotal element in the case of resource and its development. So human beings are at the center. They have developed the institution. They have developed the technology. They have possessed the technology, and they have obtained the things in the form of natural endowment from the physical environment. So this is very clear that resources are a function of human activity. So this figure shows the interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institution. Thank you, madam.
Good morning, everyone. I am Saklanjo Bariyar from DAV Senior Secondary Public School, Ara, Kuju area, District Ramgarh. And I am also a master trainer of MyZone. Today, I have been assigned the topic variation in shelters. Variation in shelters. It is the topic of Standard 5. In this topic, this chapter, covers basically two main things. Number one, development in shelters, and number two, why are there variation in shelters? Why the shelters are in different form in different region of the country. So let's see one by one. We can go through first of all development in shelter. That is, I have prepared this for the students. Trees, caves. First of all, trees. These all are natural things. Trees, caves, then rock shelters, then tent house, then hut, brick house, stair house, then early modern house, then modern house. As I have prepared a diagram, little bit diagram for the students. Now I can show you these all in by screen sharing. Now this is variation in shelter. Am I audible to everyone? So this chapter, the entire chapters, make the student understand two main topics. That is development in shelter. I shown you all in the board. That is the history of a house. And next topic, why is there variation in shelter? We will be discussing in this topic one by one. First of all, development in shelter. But now, what were the earliest form of shelters and its development? We have already seen in the board that earliest form was natural things, that was tree, and as it is shown in the PPT, tree, then cave, then let's see one by one. So the earliest form of shelter were those in trees, where minimal protection from the heat of the sun and the cold of the rain were provided. So next earliest form were caves or rock shelter, we can say. This was the period of hunting and food gathering, when man was hunter and a food gatherer. These were the shelters at that time. But these shelters didn't give them a feeling of safety or well-being. So this was the period man was wanderer, to keep them cool in summer season. And building materials are cement and bricks, houses in plain area as it is shown in the picture. In dry summer region, in desert area, houses are built with adobe walls, means thick walls, and wide eaves, high flat roofs to keep the interior cool and release the heat at night. And the building materials are mud wall and cement. And these types of houses are generally built in Rajasthan, in our area. Now, in coastal areas, the coastal areas and island people are using stilt houses, and in flood prone area too, people are building these houses, and the building materials are bamboo, wood, and coconut shaft. As you see in this picture, that house of islands means the house is surrounded with water on its all sides. Next is house in earthquake prone area. Houses are built with light materials to minimize the damage. So this type of house, these are generally built in earthquake prone area. And the basic materials are bamboo and wood. Next, now, see, in the cities of metropolitan, we have house built with high technology and costly materials with air conditioned house, and building materials are cement, concrete, glass, iron, and marble. And in village area, the cheap materials are used at low cost, as you see, that mud, bricks, clay, and tiles. So these are the four things where basis of which the houses, the types of shelters are found in different forms. Prepared activity for the students, not for us. This activity only student will do this things. I'm showing you all. The activity is there. that why is there variation in shelter. Now, after listening this chapter or preparing this chapter, children will do this, such as in mountainous region, types of house, that is sloping roof house, and the materials used, cement, brick, and wood. So children will prepare these all. That's all, ma'am.
Turn of Mr. A.K. Suman sir, DAV Topa. Hello.
Good morning, all of you. My public school Topa. I am going to represent my topic, power sharing. It is the first chapter of political science, power sharing. About this topic, I try to focus and explain with the help of these keywords. First of all, this is the Belgium. Under Belgium, I will discuss about the ethnic group which belong to three groups, that is Dutch, French, German. Out of them, 80% people were living in the capital city, Brussels, and 20% people were living in capital city who belong to Dutch. Next, under this, I will also discuss about Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there are two ethnic groups. Among them, Sinhala, which comprises 74%, and Tamil speakers 18%. Next, under this chapter, I will also focus and I will discuss about accommodation of Belgium. These are the basic points which are given under this. All these information I want to represent through my PPT and explain one by one. Under this topic, in the content power sharing of Belgium and Sri Lanka, different policies of the government in both countries, distribution of power, merit and demerit. First of all, we will see about the Belgium. Size and ethnic composition are smaller than Haryana, borders with France, Netherlands, Germany, and Luxembourg. Communities and regions of Belgium showing the linguistic division of people in the nation. Ethical composition of nation. Here 40% speak French and live in the Wallonia region. 59% people speak Dutch and live in the Flemish region. 1% people speak German and live in Wallonia region. Majoritarianism in Sri Lanka in 1956, an act was passed which was recognized Sinhala as the only official language. Sinhala speakers were preferred for the job in the school, college and university. While in the Moral region, people who are affected by the policies must have a hand in shaping those policies. So this way, we can conclude about the power sharing, and under power sharing, I explain these points. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice performance. Nice performance.
All of you, thank you.
Now, sir.
Thank you very much, सुमन सर. बहुत कम समय में आपको मैंने दिया ड्यूटी और तो फुलफिल किया है. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको.
Biswajit Mahapatra, sir, if you are listening me, please come up.
I, Biswajit Mahapatra of DAV Public School Topa, a social science teacher. So why India is a developing country? Now it is our concern. So we will start in the chapter development. Development is the process in which goes or changes and becomes more advanced. Different people may have different developmental goals, such as income, good standard of living, satisfaction, equal treatment, freedom, security, ample opportunities, and respect, etc. But development for one may not be the development for others. Development in Wuhan is the destruction for the entire world. So the development in Wuhan is not entire, but the development for the eradication of corona is designed for us. So, like that, World Bank in 2006 classified the countries as rich countries having per capita income of rupees 4,53,000 per annum and above in 2004. Low-income countries are having per capita income of rupees 37,000 or less per annum. So, World Bank is taking per capita income as a medium to consider the country whether developed or underdeveloped. Bihar is below Jharkhand and Odisha is below Chhattisgarh, but Chhattisgarh is above, and Kerala is the topmost one. So this is about development. So we must concern about our environment. We should not damage our environment, or we should not harm our environment. And simultaneously, our students, our offspring must be provided right education, right healthcare facilities, right training, so that our country must be a developed environment. And this is a Guru. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Yes, very nice, sir. Very nice presentation. Now, DM Sinha, sir. DM Sinha, sir.
Sir, please conclude. Please conclude.
Yes, DM Sinha, coordinator. He has just directed me to conclude the program at this moment. Now it is complete, and we conclude the program here. Thank you, participants. Thank you, all resource persons, mentors, and Sahai Madam, as well as our coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Shanti.